We've all heard about the 24 hours of Le Mans race, but I honestly had no idea what it is until now. This is Le Mans explained in 3 minutes. Let's go. The point of Le Mans is not to see what manufacturer can build the fastest machine like most other races, but rather to see who can build a sporty and a reliable car. The track requires cars to have good aerodynamics and stability at high speeds, great build quality so they can race for 24 hours straight, many of them don't finish by the way, but they also need to be fuel efficient so they can spend as little time as possible in the pit stops. The race takes place in a town called Le Mans in France, which is here, 200 kilometers west from Paris, or Paris. The track is called Circuit de la Sarthe. It's 13.5 kilometers long and it's one of the longest circuits in the world. As you can see, a big part of the track takes place on public roads along with some race-specific sections over here. That part of the track is called the Bugatti circuit. There's also a stadium here that can hold 100,000 people, so it only makes sense that this is the starting point and the finish line of the race. And that's also the place where all those famous Le Mans pictures are taken. By the way, I really love the fact that different sections of the track are named after car and tire manufacturers. See? Dunlop curb and chicane, there's also a Dunlop bridge, chicane Daytona, chicane Michelin, Porsche curves, Corvette curves, Ford chicanes, you get it. It's cool. These two chicanes, Daytona and Michelin, were actually added to this long Mulsanne straight in 1990 to reduce maximum speeds and increase safety. Before that, the drivers were reaching the maximum speeds of over 400 kilometers an hour down here, and now the record is only 366 kilometers an hour. The race takes place annually in June, which means that drivers get very hot, and it usually begins in the mid-afternoon and obviously lasts for 24 hours. The winner of the race, however, is not the car that crosses the finish line first, but the car that covers the greatest distance in those 24 hours. These days, competitors often cover over 5,000 kilometers, but the record set in 2010 is 5,410 kilometers or 3,360 miles. Most teams today have 3 drivers per car, and they usually drive between 45 minutes and up to 4 hours a time to avoid fatigue, which can literally be deadly here. And no one driver can race for over 14 hours in total. Now we know the when, the where, and who races here, but what are they driving? The race has approximately 60 competitors, and even though that all cars race at the same time, there are 4 different classes of cars. The fastest 2 classes are called LMP1 and LMP2, which stands for Le Mans Prototypes 1 and 2. LMP2 cars have many regulations as they can only pick between 4 different chassis options, and they all use a standard 4.2-liter V8 engine that makes 560 horsepower. The LMP1 cars, however, don't have those regulations and are therefore usually much quicker, and they can also use the hybrid technology. Toyota's TS050 hybrid that won the 2018 Le Mans, for example, is powered by a 500 horsepower 2.4-liter twin-turbo V6 and 2 additional electric motors that also made 500 horsepower for a total of 1000 horsepower. Since 2021, the LMP1 class has been renamed to Hypercars. The other 2 classes are called the GT Endurance Pro and GT Endurance AM, standing for professional and amateur drivers respectively. These cars need to be based on a production GT models from the manufacturers, most common among which are Aston Martin, Ferrari, Porsche, BMW and Chevrolet. Their limitations include a maximum engine displacement of 5.5 liters for naturally aspirated cars and 4 liters for turbo or supercharged cars, and they also need to weigh at least 1245 kilograms. And who's the best? The person with most Le Mans wins is a Danish driver, Tom Christensen, with 9 wins, 7 of which he achieved with Audi. The most successful team is a German Joest Racing team with 13 wins, and the most successful manufacturer is Porsche with 19 wins. And that's Le Mans 24-hour race explained in 3 minutes. It took a bit more time and I hope that you don't mind, but please leave a like below this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already to see more car videos like this one.